I always would ask my mom questions like my birth information, how much did I weigh, how long I was, what exact specific time I was born, and she never had the answers to these questions. I just assumed because I was the third kid, she just maybe gave up at that point. Well, when I was 12 or 13, she actually told me that I was adopted and that I was a part of a government clone experiment with a bunch of lab babies that they had made, and they released out into society to see how we would react and intercount with society, if and it's funny because all my life I've always gotten I look like someone else, or I look really familiar, or they've seen me before or something, and I always just tell people it's because I'm a government clone.
Why aren't any of my pictures in the photo albums? There are no pictures of me here at all.
Jenny, dear, there are many pictures of you. Why, see, here's a picture of you at Easter. And, why, there are pictures of you decorating the Christmas tree last year.
Not as a little girl, Mother. There are no pictures of me as a little girl.
Your body is not who you are. You shed it like a snake sheds its skin. We transfer the human consciousness between bodies to live eternal life.
How long have I been down?
250 years.
You are the property of Bancroft Industries. You've been provided with this body, which came equipped with military-grade neurochem and combat muscle memory.
Mr. Kovacs.
I didn't ask you to bring me back into this world.
They probably don't age anymore. You know, a 1%er, you don't know who they are. You don't even know what they look like. You don't even know their name. They could go down and be at a 7-Eleven, you wouldn't even know it. So they could not age and you wouldn't know it. Never get sick. Offsprings would be born. They'd be super smart, super strong. Just quality of life improved in every direction. And I'm sure the 1%ers are enjoying it, while the rest of us are dying with diseases and malformities and stuff. They're walking around, you know, body beautiful. So that's just the medical area. Then and think about the other things, transportation, the vehicles they travel around.
Welcome to the Cybertruck unveil.
What up? What's up, man?
Security, all that stuff. Just, you know, it'd be like somebody in modern suburbia looking at a man in a cave. We're the men in the cave.
What very often occurs is that an elite will get to a very old, ripe age, or they will die, or they will die in some sort of an accident, publicly. Privately, they are taken, and depending on their level, they are either age regressed or they have their consciousness basically downloaded into a clone that is an exact duplicate of them. They then disappear from the public eye forever and go into these programs or go into retirement. This is something that pops up a lot in the programs, and everyone that is served deeply knows that the elite have access, and many of them never really die.
If you could do something dangerous just for once with no risk, what would you do?
Die.
Die.
If you could do something dangerous just for once with no risk, what would you do?
Die.
Now, 105.1 is the Breakfast Club. We have a special guest in the building from the Chi-Town.
And he smells like the finest of Kush right now, baby.
Mr. Chief Keef.
Absolutely. New York, what up?
First of all, let's be clear. Chief Keef is only 16, so don't be in. Oh, you're not? Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
They say what they want to say.
How old
How old are you?
300. Listen, I heard about Chief Keef.
He's a
that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. So I really want to make sure that this gets into the film. The rules are a body of spiritual principles that they must follow in order to be allowed to exist. Now, what do I mean by allowed to exist? I mean that they are aware that there are benevolent forces that will prevent them from achieving their goals unless we give them permission to enslave us. Now, think about that. Well, I didn't give them permission. So why did they put this plan for 3 world wars on display in a book that's hanging there open behind glass in the British Museum Library of London? And those 3 world wars that they're outlining are exactly World War I, World War II, and the war on terrorism. Because the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing.
As I look at you, a thought goes through my mind. What a marvelous find you'd be upon the screen. Oh, I'm quite happy, dear, with you here by my side. But I'd be satisfied to lend you to the whole world to be seen. You ought to be in pictures, you're wonderful to see. You ought to be in pictures, how beautiful you would be. Your face would thrill the nation, your voice would be adored. You'd be a great sensation with fame and wealth for your reward. And if you should kiss the way that you kiss when we're alone, you'd have every girl and man a fan worshiping at your throne. You ought to shine as brightly as Jupiter and Mars. You ought to be in pictures, my star of stars. Could sing like Bing in a way that is nonchalant. You've got more than Barrymore, and what more could anyone want? You ought to shine as brightly as Jupiter and Mars. You ought to be in pictures, my star.
Stand by to engage neural probe.
Stand by for neural probe.
driver's on, right?
Okay, mapping confirmed.
Because the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing.
Okay, mapping confirmed.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
Neuralink wants to connect our brains to computers, and now it's showed off a device reading a pig's brain signals in real time. But how does it work, and will it turn you into a cyborg? Elon Musk unveiled Neuralink's implantable brain chip, the Link version 0.9. It's a brain-computer interface designed to be implanted directly into the brain by a surgical robot. Same-day surgery without a big incision or general anesthesia.
You remove about a coin-sized piece of skull, and then you can just walk around right afterwards. It's pretty cool.
The chip plugs into your brain directly via tiny microscopic threads. They're about 1/20th of the width of a human hair, and they connect with the neurons in your brain to receive and send electrical signals. Importantly, Neuralink says these electrodes won't damage your brain.
If they're inserted very carefully, so that the robot actually images the brain and makes sure to avoid any veins or arteries so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage. You sort of think like if you stab something with a wire, surely it will bleed, but actually at a really small scale, it doesn't.
No. Holy Christ. Holy Christ. Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
You built a daughter!
Jaina, I created you as a thing of love. It doesn't matter what you are or how you got here. You're our daughter. Jenny, you've got to understand that. You're our daughter.
I can't be your daughter. I'm a thing. I'm a machine. A machine.
Jaina, Jaina.
No pain. No pain at all. No pain.
Jaina, stop it.
No pain.
Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. Twilight Zone.
I believe that art of the future is art without objects. It's just pure transmission of energy between the viewer and the artist. To me, mixed reality is this answer.
In sacrifice, there is cannibalism, and all of these things are happening because there is a hidden elite that actually uses these behaviors as part of their religious sacrament. It actually doesn't matter whether you believe that these people exist or not. The bottom line is that they are actually advertising themselves constantly. They do it in movies. There's a whole set of symbols that you can look for in movies that show their influence. They do it in video games. They do it in television shows. They do it in music videos like crazy. They do it in awards ceremonies. And it's always in your face. Now is the time for us to get our heads out of the sand and understand that even if these things do seem unthinkable to us, There are people today who are actively practicing this. The evidence is voluminous, and really what it boils down to is that people don't want to look at the evidence because it is so upsetting.
You're our daughter. Jenny, you've got to understand that. You're our daughter.
I can't be your daughter. I'm a thing. I'm a machine. A machine. Jayla, Jayla. No pain. No pain at all.
I've become so numb. I can't feel you there. Become so tired. So much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. Can't you see that you're smothering me? Holding too tightly, afraid to lose control. 'Cause everything that you thought I would be is falling apart right in front of you. Just caught me on the toe. Every step that I take, every single year, I'm drowning in my tears. I'm drowning in my tears again. I can't seem to forget the pain you seem to give, the pain you seem to give my friend. And every single year, I'm drowning in my tears. I'm drowning in my tears again. I can't seem to forget the pain you seem to give, the pain you seem to give my friend.
I don't get jealous of other girls because I was raised in a cloning lab to be the perfect woman for Hugh M. Hefner. So other than the fact that my IQ is probably a little higher than he would like, I have nothing to worry about.